Why do so many people die before 85, even when they seem to do everything right? It's a question more and more of us ask as the years go by. The truth is, most older adults don't die from dramatic or sudden events. They slip away gradually due to subtle habits, overlooked risks, and emotional patterns that quietly drain vitality over time. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 critical reasons why so many people never make it past 85, and more importantly, what wise older adults do differently to avoid that fate. From the daily choices that affect your heart to the unseen threats that affect your mind, each insight is grounded in both lived experience and science-backed longevity research. So whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or even early 80s, it's not too late. These aren't just tips, they're small decisions that, over time, build toward a longer, stronger life. And stay with us until the end of the video, because you'll hear how making just one of these changes could be the reason you reach 90 and still feel like yourself when you do. Let's get started. Number 1, the slow decline caused by inactivity. One of the most underestimated reasons people don't live past 85 is a quiet but steady decline in movement. It starts innocently enough, a skipped walk here, a day on the couch there, but over time, the lack of daily motion chips away at your balance, weakens your muscles, and shortens your breath. The body adapts quickly to stillness, and as joints stiffen, circulation slows, and bone density drops, you begin to lose the one thing that protects longevity: mobility. Movement isn't just about exercise or burning calories. It's about keeping your body awake, your blood flowing, and your nervous system engaged. Without it, your risk of falls, hospitalizations, and even sudden decline increases dramatically, especially after 70. Take Robert, a 74-year-old from Colorado. After retiring, he stopped his daily walks and spent more time indoors watching television. Within 2 years, he needed help getting upstairs. By 76, he had his first fall. What turned things around was something simple: standing up every hour, taking short daily walks, and committing to light stretching in the morning. That habit didn't just keep him moving, it gave him his independence back. Longevity isn't about pushing yourself like a young athlete. It's about showing up every day with small movements that tell your body, I still need you. Even 10 minutes of purposeful walking, some gentle strength work with resistance bands, or standing while making a phone call can make a bigger difference than you think. Because the truth is, once movement goes, everything else starts to follow. But when you move even just a little, you're telling life you're still in it fully. Number 2, the silent damage of poor sleep. Poor sleep doesn't just make you groggy the next day, it slowly chips away at every system keeping you alive. In older adults, disrupted sleep is one of the most overlooked factors behind memory loss, immune weakness, high blood pressure, and even early death. It's not just about how long you sleep, but how well you sleep. Shallow, restless nights, especially when stacked over months or years, can accelerate cognitive decline and increase inflammation throughout your body. Even if you think waking up 3 or 4 times a night is just what happens with age, your brain doesn't see it that way. Each interruption robs your brain of its chance to reset, repair, and protect your long-term health. Joan, 76, from Oregon, had no idea her fragmented sleep was behind her fatigue, anxiety, and rising blood sugar. It wasn't until her doctor recommended a sleep study that she discovered mild sleep apnea was quietly wrecking her health. Once she began using a gentle sleep aid and added a few key habits: no screens an hour before bed, stretching in the evening, and keeping her bedroom cool and dark, her sleep improved dramatically. Within weeks, her energy and clarity returned. What's important to understand is that sleep isn't passive. It's one of the most active things your body does to stay alive. And if you're dealing with pain, snoring, nighttime bathroom trips, or racing thoughts that steal your sleep, don't write it off as just aging. It's a warning sign, and one that can be addressed with care. Long life isn't just about staying awake for it. It's about protecting the hours your body needs to recover, so you can keep showing up for the day ahead. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, the hidden danger of chronic loneliness. Loneliness isn't just about being alone. It's about feeling alone, even when others are nearby. And as you age, this quiet ache can become one of the most dangerous forces working against your health. Studies have shown that prolonged social isolation increases the risk of premature death. As much as smoking or obesity, it raises inflammation levels, disrupts sleep, accelerates cognitive decline, and weakens the immune system. But here's the hardest part: loneliness. Often creeps in without a dramatic moment. Maybe your spouse passed years ago. Maybe friends moved away. Or maybe the invitations just stopped coming. Edward, 81 from Michigan, used to be deeply involved in his local veterans group. But after a surgery, he pulled back. Less energy, less motivation. Weeks turned to months, and he found himself speaking to no one but the cashier at the grocery store. His doctor noticed signs of mild depression and suggested a community walking group for seniors. Edward was hesitant, but he went. That one walk led to another. And now, twice a week, he's back to being surrounded by conversation and laughter. Connection doesn't always mean crowds. It can be as simple as calling your neighbor, attending a weekly group, or inviting someone over for coffee. Your body responds to those interactions in ways you can't see: lower blood pressure, steadier emotions, and a greater sense of purpose. And even when it feels easier to retreat, remember this: the people who live the longest are rarely the ones who isolate. They're the ones who stay connected deeply, consistently, and often imperfectly, but always with heart. Number 4, the slow erosion from nutrient-poor diets. As we get older, our appetite may shrink, but our nutritional needs don't. In fact, they grow more important with every passing year. Yet far too many older adults unknowingly live on diets that are low in the very nutrients their bodies need most. It's not just about calories, it's about quality. A bowl of cereal might fill you up, but it may not give your brain the omega-3s, your bones, the calcium, or your blood the iron it's quietly starving for. And here's the thing: nutrient deficiencies rarely scream. They whisper. You feel a little more tired. Your balance gets a little worse, or your memory feels slightly fuzzier. Barbara, 79 from New Jersey, thought her low energy was just part of aging. But after a blood test, she discovered she was low in B12 and vitamin D. With a few adjustments, better food choices, a simple supplement, and more time in the sun, her strength began returning. What's tricky is that processed foods are easier. They're softer, quicker, and sometimes cheaper. But over time, they trade short-term convenience for long-term harm. Whole foods like leafy greens, berries, legumes, fatty fish, nuts, and fermented foods don't just nourish you. They fight inflammation, protect your heart, and keep your brain sharp. Even small upgrades, switching white bread for whole grain, or adding spinach to your eggs, can be powerful acts of self-preservation. Food is one of the few things you do every single day that directly impacts your future. And when you eat for vitality, your body thanks you, not just with energy, but with time. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, the overlooked risks of overmedication. As we age, prescriptions often multiply, but the risks that come with them multiply too. What starts as 1 or 2 pills can quietly grow into a list of 10 or more, often with little coordination between doctors. This is called polypharmacy, and it's one of the leading hidden causes of falls, confusion, hospitalizations, and early decline in older adults. Each medication may be helpful on its own, but together they can interact in ways that tax the kidneys, fog the brain, or dangerously drop blood pressure. What's more, some medications are prescribed for symptoms that are really side effects of other drugs. A sleeping pill for the restlessness caused by a diuretic, a painkiller for aches triggered by statin use, and suddenly you're treating treatments. George, 82 from Florida, was taking 12 medications when his daughter noticed. He had become forgetful and unsteady. After a full medication review with a pharmacist and a new primary doctor, they carefully eliminated several unnecessary prescriptions. Within weeks, his clarity returned, and so did his energy. Here's what wise older adults know: just because a medication was needed once doesn't mean it's needed forever. Our bodies change, and our prescriptions should too. Ask your doctor or a clinical pharmacist for a full medication review once a year. Bring every pill, every supplement, every over-the-counter bottle. Let them see the whole picture. Longevity isn't about avoiding all medication, it's about using it carefully, wisely, and with constant reevaluation. Because every pill has a purpose, or it should. And when your body is no longer served by that purpose, it's time to ask whether it still belongs. Number 6, the quiet danger of losing purpose. When a person stops waking up with a sense of meaning, the body begins to follow. It's not always dramatic. It can be subtle, less energy to start the day, less desire to plan ahead, or less curiosity about what's around the corner. But underneath that is something deeper. The nervous system, the immune system, even the heart, all respond to whether life feels like it still matters. And it's not about having a grand mission. Purpose can be as simple as caring for a garden, mentoring a grandchild, volunteering once a week, or calling a friend who needs you. It's about having a reason to keep going, something that gives you a role, a rhythm, and a connection. Take Helen, 78, from North Carolina. After her husband passed, she went through months of silence and disconnection. She said, "I wasn't sick. I just didn't feel like anything was mine anymore." But one day she offered to help teach a reading class at the local library. 2 months in, she had found not only students, but friends. Her energy came back. Her appetite returned. And she said, "For the first time in a year, I felt like I was living again." It's easy to dismiss these things as emotional or soft, but the science says otherwise. Studies from major research centers have shown that older adults with a strong sense of purpose live longer, suffer less from chronic disease, and recover faster from health setbacks. Purpose doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be yours. And the moment you reconnect with it, at any age, your entire system begins to stabilize. Because the people who make it past 85 aren't necessarily the fittest, the richest, or the luckiest. More often than not, they're the ones who still feel needed, still feel curious, and still feel tied to something greater than themselves. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. So what stood out to you the most today? Which of these 6 insights made you pause, reflect, or even nod to yourself and think, "That one's for me"? The truth is, aging doesn't have to mean disappearing. It doesn't have to mean decline or fragility or isolation. It can mean something else entirely: strength, clarity, connection, and peace. And the choices you make now, whether it's taking a short walk, reviewing your medications, or simply reaching out to someone you care about, can stretch far into the years ahead. You are not powerless in this stage of life. In fact, you may be holding more power than you've ever realized. Power to shift direction, power to renew purpose, power to keep going and going strong. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.